Okay. Thank you, sir. So, Suprabhat. And before we start our today's session, I would like you all to chant Omkar. So sit comfortably, please, and close your eyes. We are going to chant 3 times Omkar. Normal breathing. Yes, now you can open your eyes. Slowly open your eyes. So first of all, I thank you all. This is a Sunday morning. Everybody wants to have a good sleep, and वो बाजू में रख के आप आ गए हो. I really appreciate this and your love for yoga and for health and well-being, everything. So we will start our topic. Today's topic is Introduction to Patanjali's 8 Limbs of Yoga. Firstly, I thank Bedkar sir to give me this opportunity in this to present in this lecture series. So thank you, Bedkar sir, once again. So now I have a question for you all. How many of is there anyone who has not heard of word yoga? Can raise the hand. Okay, so I guess there is no single person in this webinar today who has not heard of this word, because this is so famous and so close to our heart. So with this, sir, I'm not able to move the slides. Why it would be? Sorry? Okay. So I'll have to go back to the presentation and then move the slide, right? Is it seen now? My screen is seen?
Yes, ma'am.
So if I say what is yoga, it is very commonly known. Yoga हम लोग ने अपने birth से पहले ही सुनते आ रहे हैं हमारे आसपास. So yoga is the union with a supreme entity who may be difficult to be fully comprehend. yoga word सुन के we only come to know the yogasanas, the physical fitness part. But there is still so much to be explored. If this happened to me all these years, I used to think yoga is okay. Doing yogasana, pranayama is like, I'm doing yoga. I'm yoga practitioner like that. But it was my half knowledge. Then when I attended this lecture series of Yoga Sutra, I came to know there is a lot to be learned. Okay, what do we see on the screen? Uh, I have explained it in one line here. What is Patanjali Yoga Sutra? It is the greatest foundational text of our culture and civilization. It was wrote down the philosophy of yoga, which the asanas is just one part. Now you will have a question: who is Patanjali? So Patanjali is one of the 18 siddhas of our culture. What is he known for? He is a master of three branches of knowledge. What are those? One is Sanskrit grammar, Ayurveda, and yoga. He is also a composer of very famous Nataraja Sutra. Now, when we talk about Yoga Sutra, there are total 196 verses. My screen is visible, right? So there are 196 sutras. They are divided into four parts, four categories. The first part is Samadhi, then Sadhana, then Vibhuti, and finally Kaivalya. There is a printing mistake here. The last part is Kaivalya. That is moksha. Okay. So coming back to our topic. So it's a huge knowledge. Though they are compressed sutras, there are huge meaning. They are just one-liners. Sutras is a formula. We all know. These sutras work really well for our life. It is meant to be for a yogi on his sadhana, but in our daily life also, it is of best use if we can work on it. So instead of going through the different stages, I will directly jump onto the uh, this eight limbs of yoga. I'll just give you a gist of what all is there in the previous to this part. Section 1, that is Samadhipad, it covers stilling the mind for the journey inward. Second part of Samadhipada is mastering the distractions to access the rewards. We talk about the second part now, that is Sadhana Pad. It is all about discipline, disciplining the mind, turning the engine of mind. Okay. And second part of Sadhana Pad is engineering the mind and body. The third main part of Yoga Sutras is Vibhuti Pad. Again, into two parts. First is exploring mental alchemy, and the second is mastering the elements. The final part is called Kaivalya Pad. It is called isolation. Again, it is split into two: path to convergence and the brilliance of solitude. So, this helps the yogi to reach his destination. We all know reaching this destination is there is no teacher as such, because you cannot compare this. Like, once you have started walking towards it and you reach that ultimate goal, don't get that teacher into your life. But there are teachers who have been practicing this thing. So first limb to talk about is, okay, I'll give you the overview firstly. When we talk about 8 limbs of yoga, it is first is yama, second is niyama. Yama is ethical restraint, niyam is ethical observation. Asanas, everybody knows yogasana. It is for the physical posture, they are for the physical postures. Then comes pranayam, that is the fourth limb. Pranayam also is commonly known. It is breath control, the discipline of breathing. Fifth limb is pratyahar, which is sense, withdrawing senses. Then comes dharana. Dharana means concentration. There is no exact word for this Sanskrit word, but what is the similar to it? The term says concentration. Then second last is dhyan, and last one, eighth one is samadhi. So as everybody knows, dhyan means meditation, and the samadhi, it is state of enlightenment. So these are the these are the 8 limbs. They are the pillars of yoga sadhana on this journey. So as I said, we have to practice uh, or based on these 8. This is a kind of framework given to us. So firstly, let's talk about yama. What is yama? Is anybody wants to answer this? If anybody already knows what about niyam, you can raise your hands or straight away start talking. Okay. So what is yam? Yama is, these are the moral principles that guide us, that guide our mental interactions with others. We live in 3 circles, you can imagine. We have life for self. There is an outer circle, that is, we have people around us, that is society. So we have certain rules to be adhered to for self. We also interact with others. So we also have the interactions going on with the outer world. So there are certain rules given how one should behave with the outside world. And then I'll go on with the step by step. Let's talk about yama first. Inside yama, there are again 5 points to be followed for a yogi in his yogic practice. He is supposed to follow ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. There is a vast knowledge inside these yoga sutras. You have to explore. You have to really start reading if you have not read it before, because they are quite helpful. बारकाई से उसका स्टडी, उसका पढ़ाई करना चाहिए, so that it really gives insights. You can pick up one sutra daily and start working on it or understanding it. You can share that, your understandings, your realizations or your insights with others. That is a good part. So what is yama? Yama covers ahimsa. In India, being in India, this word is commonly heard, ahimsa. Ahimsa is not hurting anybody physically. This word also covers verbal ahimsa also. As you all know, we cannot hurt somebody, we cannot torture somebody. Similarly, we cannot hurt somebody with our words. क्योंकि जो physical bruises है, कुछ है, scratches है, that get healed. But once you speak some harsh word, bad word to somebody, it is difficult to forget. It can be forgiven, but that scar remains. So we have to be very mindful about this ahimsa we have to follow with others. Then is satya, truthfulness. Satya ahimsa, everybody knows. So asteya, asteya is non-stealing. जो मेरी चीज है वो मेरी चीज है, but I should not take others things, right? Is my screen visible now? The settings are changed. Okay. So now we have discussed ahimsa, satya, asteya. Now brahmacharya. Can anybody say about brahmacharya? Brahmacharya is celibacy. We have to be very responsible. It's a responsible use of energy. Here again, we can follow the same rule as ahimsa. The brahmacharya rules apply that are we have to have this kind of rule in our mind also, for the thoughts also, for our mental uh, energy also, as well as physical part of it. So responsible use of energy. Next is aparigraha. Aparigraha is non-greed. We have this natural tendency of being possessive about something, about our belongings. So aparigraha is said, aparigraha is non, we have to detach from ये मेरा है वो मेरा है ये मतलब सब हम लोग जमा करते बैठते हैं. Our house is full of different things. We just go to shop and keep bringing home. We think that will give us pleasure, but actually it's not like that. We have to have we have to have a parigraha in our into our life. Now we move to the next limb, that is niyama. What niyam, as everybody knows, niyam is discipline. So there are certain rules which you should follow into your daily practice, and for always you have to be consistent on these rules. So again, there are five: shaucha, santosha, tapa, swadhyay, and ishwar pranidhana. So shaucha is cleanliness. You have to clean your body, you have to clean your mind, you have to clean your clothes, wear clean clothes, keep your surrounding clean. That not only cleans, it gives you energetic feeling, it makes you more energetic and become adaptive to the new learnings. Then is santosha. Now when we say santosha, means there are certain things which give you contentness. You feel happy, you feel fulfilled. If you are hungry and if you get food, you feel fulfilled. Your appetite is your this wish is fulfilled, that you wanted to eat and you ate. But santosha actually is a mental state. You have to practice that. You can just tell yourself, remind yourself that you be in santosh whole day, throughout the day. किसी के ऊपर चिढ़ना नहीं है. You don't have to get angry with somebody. If something happens also, you have to remind yourself, yeah, I have to practice santosha and I have to stay calm. That has its benefits. You try this and then you will come to know. Tapa. Tapa is sadhana again. Discipline. You have to give your best always, whatever the work may be. कोई भी चीज छोटी नहीं होती है. छोटी चीज को भी मन लगा के करना है, full attention देके करना है, and then you have to do hard work. So tapa for yogi may be different, but tapa in our day-to-day life is different. You have to work with dedication and Give your best. That only would I would say in my words. Swadhyay. Swadhyay again is doing study. You have to study regularly. You have to read knowledgeable books. Daily practice of studying something actually makes transforms us. All those well-read people, all those top people, if you see around, those ideals, they have this common habit. They have read so many knowledge, good books, and they share it. They have inculcated that learning into their lives, and while interacting with others, also that reflects. It gives so much clarity. Swadhyay is very important part of niyama. Now is Ishwar Pranidhan. So whatever you do, you have to surrender to God. Usually what happens is we say, I have so much of work, I have to complete that project. How will I do this? So I comes in between. Here, Ishwar Pranidhan is you have to surrender, you have to leave everything to God. You just have to give your efforts. उसका फल जैसे गीता में श्लोक है, you don't have to wait for the फल. फल की अपेक्षा नहीं करना है. You just have to give your best so that you can fully concentrate on what you're doing. Now, moving ahead to the next limb is asanas, physical postures. Physical postures are really good for physical fitness that everybody knows. How many of you all here, present here, do asanas? Okay. So, for the physical fitness, I said, it gives, these asanas have several benefits. It gives us improved flexibility, increased strength, stress reduction. इससे stress reduce होता है. Enhanced balance होता है body को. Stability मिलती है. Increased energy levels and vitality. Your attention is focus becomes clear. Improved digestion. Enhanced mental focus, cognitive focus, better sleep. So almost everything is covered by asanas. As you all know, there are certain rules related to asanas. You cannot just jump into asanas. You have to have empty stomach beforehand, like before you start your asana practice. So seek Guru's help and start doing asanas if you have not started. And those who are already doing it, wish you all the best to continue to stay tuned with this asanas for the best health. Now is pranayam. What is pranayam? It is breath control. It is discipline of breathing. I'm audible, sir?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So what is pranayam? It is breath control. Pranayam involves the controlled and conscious regulation of the breath to enhance prana, our life force inside. Usually when we are anxious or if somebody is experiencing anxiety, that means he is not breathing completely. He ऊपर से breathing कर रहा है. So that means our body needs some more oxygen, some more breathing, some more pran. For that, you have to consciously practice pranayam. All these things come free to us, but we hardly practice. We are focusing on the things throughout the day in something which are silly things, but we don't pay attention to these important things which are vital for us to stay energized throughout the day. So if we think it's a resource and we are not doing the best use of it, pranayam is a thing reminds us that take a full breath in and then wait, hold, and then inhale, exhale. So there are some table charts. You can again here seek guru's help, your teacher's help, who can teach you the proper appropriate things for you to practice. pranayam. So, as I already said, pran is the life force. The air that we breathe in, that is a composition of different gases or maybe different things. But our body is wise. Body knows exactly what to fetch, pran, and that only is absorbed by our the internal body. Okay, so pranayam is very important part of our life. There are different pranayam techniques. There is Nadi Shodhan, Bastrika Pranayam, there is Kapal Bhati, Ujjayi Pranayam, Shitali Pranayam, Brahmari Pranayam, Anulom Vilom. And each one has different techniques. These techniques work on different counts. At the same time, they have different effects also. For example, for students, for memory building, they can try Brahmari. I'll just share this example like, you close your eyes with and ear lobes and do this pranayam. It is like humming of the honeybee, and that creates sounds, that create vibrations inside you, inside your body, and it really works towards memory building. All students, chote ho ya bade ho, if they want to, if they are reading something, trying to understand something, it enhances the cognitive capability. Now, what are the benefits of pranayam? It is good for detoxification. It brings emotional balance. It enhances the focus, concentration, stress reduction. Everybody knows. इससे थकावट कम होती है. कैसे? जैसे हम लोग ने पहले डिस्कस किया कि it gives your body proper oxygen levels. So, once your body gets sufficient pran, again it is again revived. So you don't feel tired, you don't feel stressed. And सबसे important is important benefit of pranayam is it improves your lung function. So here we have finished the pranayam. And the best thing is, even if you are in office or if you are anywhere, if you are traveling, you try doing this. It will be at least a reminder to for you to do pranayam. It doesn't need any tools or equipments. You just sit quietly, comfortably, and do conscious breathing. Now is pratyahar. Pratyahar is withdrawing our senses. The slide is incomplete here, but I'll tell you, I can say this. We have five senses, everybody knows. We have eyes to see, we have ears to listen, with our nose we smell, skin senses the touch and warmth, and tongue is for taste. So these are the known applications or maybe uses of our senses. But have you ever thought of what it can be? You can go beyond these senses, and there are some other important things which our senses can fetch to our body, to our life. So it is what we have been doing is our body tends to tap the things which are in the material world outside. With eyes, we see beautiful things to please ourselves. We Most of us we fall prey to watching Netflix. एक एपिसोड के बाद दूसरा एपिसोड तीसरा एपिसोड and then it just goes on. It gives us pleasure to our eyes. Through our eyes we receive this. So this is one of it. Then is smelling. Then is touch and taste. टेस्ट का तो सबको मालूम है. एक गुलाब जाम खाया अच्छा लगा, दूसरा खाओ तीसरा खाओ. Our tongue just demands एक के पीछे दूसरा तीसरा. So everything is in moderation is good, but when you cross that level, in Sanskrit there is a subhashit, ati sarvatra varjayet. In Marathi, we call ati tethe mati. So this is like our senses. We have to control uh, the this kind of use where we are going, where we are deviating from what our body needs. And in the yogic practice, it is even much way beyond that. He will try this. He will practice this limbs for his for attaining moksha, for attaining enlightenment. But let's talk about our daily life. अगर हम लोग एक के पीछे एक गुलाब जाम खाते जाएंगे तो stomach will get upset. It will affect our health. So by practicing pratyahar, individual turns their attention away from the external distractions and the sensory inputs. This is a difficult one, but by practice it is possible. This needs determination. Without determination, we cannot try this at all. So, this way, individuals can redirect their focus inward. So, it is rarely seen that we introspect, we get time to introspect, we deep dive inside us to understand what are we, what our body needs, because our whole focus is around us. So, for introspection, pratyahar helps. It is good for, it is the first stage, you might say, for personal transformation, development. Everything starts with introspection. So, pratyahar can be practiced for controlling desires, urges. So, unless we control our unnecessary things, how can we move ahead? क्योंकि जो आज तक हम लोग करते आ रहे हैं, अगर वही करते रहेंगे, तो the scene, the situation is going to be the same. To change that situation, to bring some more good things, some achievements in our life, we have to someday we have to try some other route. जो गोल के लिए जो भी हम लोग को जो अप्रोप्रिएट थिंग्स है वो लाने के लिए, अगर मुझे वेट लॉस प्रैक्टिस करना है, इफ माय गोल इज टू रिड्यूस माय वेट बाय 10 kgs, pratyahar helps. This comes into picture. I have to really work on my eating habits, right? It is a vital tool to reduce overstimulation and sensory overload. So, in today's world of distractions, it is full of distractions, social media, AI, whatnot. Everywhere you see the pouring information and the content. There are 1 minute reels, there is half a minute reel. Your time span, like, your concentration span is also decreasing. So pratyahar has to be, it is very, very important for us in today's world to stay tuned to achieve our goals. Next is dharana. Dharana is, its meaning as per Google is concentration, but this is not the exact meaning of the Sanskrit word dharana. When I tried to explain myself this word, one example came to my mind. Just say we hold a child's hand, we are walking through the market, and suddenly the child leaves you and tries rushing, like, running through the across the road. तो उसको पकड़ने के लिए आप उसको उसके पीछे जाओगे, उसको you will try to hold his hand and bring him back. So that holding, so this holding of your wandering mind, thoughts, can be called dharana. That is what I can understand. But you can try your best to search the exact meaning of it. Dharana is very important for the journey ahead, because this is a kind of, all these first five limbs are for the external purpose. You can practice it. But from this dharana, dhyan, and samadhi, these are related to our internal elements. किसी चीज को हम लोग पकड़ सकते हैं, उसको सीधा कर सकते हैं, लेकिन मन इज अ वेग थिंग. You cannot catch hold of your man, your chitta. So you have to work on the internal and sukshma part of this thing, and you have to work on working on those is difficult part. So, and all eight limbs have to be practiced together. It's not that you did pranayam today and physical fitness के लिए कल आसना किया, परसों वो किया. These all work hand in hand. You have to practice everything. May it be like, you start with 5% of it, but and gradually you can grow that percentage. But you have to work on all for your personal development, for a yogi to practice, to attain the enlightenment. Everything works into one stream. It is a kind of, it gives preparedness for your mind, preparedness for your body also, indirectly. Dharana is practiced for concentration, single pointedness. It gives control. It brings the mental chatter under control, under your control. It is a training of your mind. One more element of this is important part of this dharana is you work on the object of concentration. This object can be anything. It can be mantra, it can be object, it can be any image, or it can be even breath or anything. It depends on the yogi or the practitioner to decide what the object should be. So it gives the preparedness for the mind. It is important part for developing the mental discipline. If you discipline a kid or a pet, you will know what is dharana. How will you discipline your mind? Because it will always want to escape and run in the middle of the busy street or busy garden. So you will bring यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि जैसे एग्जाम्पल में मैंने बताया कि माँ अपने बच्चे का हाथ पकड़ के उसको बोलती है कि अच्छा, she gets angry with him for a while and she has to show some force. Similarly, we have to also we have to work on the deha buddhi. From this bodily pleasures and all that, we have to come out of the comfort zone. Now this is the journey is going to be a little difficult or maybe serious kind of thing. Dharana is such one thing. So, as I said, you cannot hold your thoughts. They wander here and there. But you, by practice, you can master this. And dharana is the preparedness for the journey ahead. You have to be your own teacher because you will get teachers who will guide you. But this you have to experience on your own. कि मैं धारणा में हूँ. How do I practice dharana? What suits me? Which way I have to practice? We move ahead to the next limb, that is dhyan. Everybody knows what is dhyan. The meaning, literal meaning of this is meditation. It sounds simple क्योंकि बहुत बार सुना है, try भी किया है, but it's not that easy as we think. Dhyan is explained as uninterrupted flow of concentration leading to a state of meditation where the meditator and the object of the meditation becomes one. For many people, it becomes difficult to come to this single pointedness to concentrate on one thing. So it is suggested you can try Tratika. You can have a lamp or diya or even a candle in front of you. And उसकी जो ज्योति रहती है उसके ऊपर आप ध्यान कर सकते हो. You can meditate with the help of that. You can do dhyan by bringing your attention to the this part of the your forehead. It is middle part of the eyebrows. Or you can bring your vision You can have your eyes closed partly and bring your attention to the point of nose. There are different ways different people try, but somehow you have to bring your attention to one place to bring more clarity. So, and maintaining continuous and unbroken stream, as I said, this is you have to practice for many days, for many months, many years. And then as you practice, go on, you become pro. And in the meditation, you can say that, yes, mera aaj dhyan laga tha. I was sitting in dhyan position. It is a preparatory stage for samadhi. That is the next one. So it is a key component for yogi to enlightenment. And for people like us, for self-awareness, gives you, dhyan has many benefits, like, it gives you self-awareness, clarity. It also fosters the spiritual growth. Now, the eighth limb is a state of enlightenment. It is samadhi is the ultimate goal of yoga. For a practitioner, this is the enlightenment, that is final destination, where the practitioner experiences a state of complete absorption and union with the divine or with the universe. Samadhi is the ultimate goal of yoga, the highest state of consciousness and spiritual realization. It is the outcome of dedicated and disciplined practice of preceding limbs of yoga. So you can practice this under the guidance of Guru. This is a quite, this knowledge is not just by, you can read about it, but seeking Guru's help really helps. So here I complete all 8 limbs of yoga. These are the pillars for the yogic practitioner to his journey of enlightenment. And my request to you all is, this is we are blessed. We Indians are blessed with having such rich culture where we have such knowledge. No other, and since it is easily available, readily available, we don't pay much attention. हम लोग को लगता है कि हाँ मैं कर लूंगा कभी, maybe after retirement I'll do it, but नहीं. We have to actually start from the early age. It helps students, it helps young professionals, it helps women, it helps men. So it has, as we already discussed, it has various uh, benefits of it. And किसी की कुछ realization होगी, किसी की और कुछ होगी. So do read this and give it this in good time to understand those. So now, here I end the session today, because there is so much to talk about, and we can have some such other webinars also, such other sessions also, where we can explain in detail the other parts of it. I'm thankful to Principal Bedkar. Bedkar sir, thanks to you again to give me a chance to speak in this session of your. As you all must be aware, Bedkar sir is on his mission, on his world record series of these sessions. It's been going on from 2020, and this is covered under this mission of his is covered under Asia Book of Records, also India Book of Records, and International World of Records. He invites a person to give a talk daily, which is the topics are on health, education, well-being, law, environment, technology, financial and social issues. It's a wonderful mission. Wish you all the best, and thanks to you. Okay, so over to you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Good day. Thank you, Anil ji.
Thank you.
So thank you all participants
Okay, thank
for
you.
the patient listening.
Wonderful, wonderful.
अनिल सर आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
I somehow I had missed. I was on my computer, but I had forgotten. Then I saw some post
Okay.
by Vasudev ji. So joined when you were talking of dharana.
Okay.
Yeah, बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया.
Thank
और
you.
आज्ञा आज्ञा चक्र की जो आप बात कर रहे थे वो बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है, बहुत ही
Actually,
क्रिटिकल है. या
yes.
और आज्ञा चक्र ही यहाँ पर जो पीनल ग्लैंड है ना यहाँ पर, isn't it? I think pineal gland is something what determines the growth of children in term and brings the balance between physical growth and emotional growth. You see, many times you see children, who don't have the balance. Either they are very young but emotionally little too matured, or they are, you know, not so young but emotionally not so mature. So that is why it is advised that children, it has been found that children, the best age for children to start or getting introduced to yoga is 8 years, because that is when this starts, I think, developing or something like that, you see. So I think that was a very good point mentioned by you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, good day.
Yeah. Shiva. Namaskar. Thank you.
Okay, sir.